everybody, it's Carlos from Daily Carry Solutions with a little video I'd like to make about Spyderco and the first product they actually ever hit the market with, which is the Spyderco TriAngle Sharpmaker. Now, I have a couple things I just wanted to show you. This is going to be part of a series of knife sharpening and maintenance. I felt it would be best to be able to do this before I start to get into reviews about any knives, any folders, any fixed blades, kitchen knives, as one of the main things to do aside from using them is maintain them so that they are 100% ready to go the next time you need to use them. I think the same applies to all of your equipment as far as upkeep. I try to take care of all my equipment and clean it almost immediately once I've used it, whether it's firearms, multi-tools, knives and the like, because you never know when you need it again, and that's when it has the possibility to fail, when it hasn't been maintained properly. I've seen it happen countless times. I've seen people have their knives rust out on them, that the action fails. I've seen people at the gun range with guns that they haven't cleaned in months after thousands of rounds that are so caked up they can't even rack the slide properly or even pull the trigger. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, and considering the fact that some of these kinds of maintenance are so cheap, or not really cheap, but inexpensive, as far as it being an investment to be able to take care of your equipment, it's worth taking notice. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and start the video. The kit itself comes with medium stones, fine stones, and you can optionally purchase the ultrafine stones. They'll show up as, if I recall correctly, it shows as 204 UF1. That's the part number itself for the stones. They cost about $15 each. They don't come in a pair, but you can choose to buy them in a pair. It'll cost just under $30. And the system itself, which is basically the base, the safety guards, the medium guide rods, and the medium stones, and the fine stones, runs you about $55 and change. It would be just under $56. If you notice, it actually has some text here that says use the safety guards. Do yourself a favor, use them. This is going to get your stuff nice and sharp, and if you don't use them, you're going to slice off a finger or worse. I mean, I hope nothing comes up when you're using this, but just follow the directions. They're very, very easy on the DVD or the CD that they provide to you, and you should be fine. So what this basically does, okay, this is a guided sharpening system, and aside from being a guided sharpening system, it has the two guides here on the left and two here on the right for different edge and bevel angles, and in the back, for those who are just learning how to freehand, it actually offers a little space for you to be able to go ahead and put your stone in, whether it's the medium fine or the ultra fine, as I'm going to go ahead and show you, to be able to use freehand without having to go ahead and use a manual angle that they go ahead and put on here. So on this side, this is actually set up for the back bevel. It's going to be at 30 degrees, so that's 15 degrees on each side that it sets it at. On the other side, it's going to set up your stones for a 40-degree angle, which works on the edge itself. And as you notice, it's going to be 20 degrees on each side. You can keep this very compact. You can put everything back in, and you can go ahead and stow it, in your pack or your bag, or wherever you like to choose until you're going to go ahead and have to need this again. Or you can put this on your workbench. You can go ahead and drill into your workbench. They have little holes here, so you can go ahead and just go ahead and drill it permanently. I don't personally do that. I keep this handy. I'll throw it in my pack whenever I'm going to go out on a trip, or when I'm going to go ahead and just just use it. I keep it around the house. So that being said, this is how the kit comes. You come with this, the safety guards, the medium stones, the fine stones, obviously the Sharpmaker, contraption itself, and then as an optional accessory, you get these. These are the Ultrafine Stones. Now, you're going to notice that these are coated red on the ends, and these are coated black on the ends. Now, while these came like that, these did not. And I chose to do that so I can differentiate the two once the ink on these starts to come off. But I've actually gone ahead and I've recolored these, and I've actually colored them. It's a great way to differentiate your stones. You can do that, especially if you have, you know, spares. It's good to go ahead and color that to make sure you can differentiate which one is which. So, getting back to this, basically it's very easy to use. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to show you what this contraption can do. Now, here I have a folding knife. This is the Kershaw Link. This is the 1776 model ST. This is the serrated version, which is a combo blade, if you notice. I actually got this for a really good deal, and I'm going to go ahead and review that one of these days. But I've been using this to cut, you know, boxes and stuff like that. Comes in 420 HC steel. There are models that come with an upgraded steel. You can get an S35BN model, and you can get a version that also has M390 steel. They're both really fantastic models, but as far as being a USA made, inexpensive, you know, easy to use, and really just awesome all-around blade, this is the way to go for me. I mean, I use this as my EDC almost all the time. I update it every now and again, but this seems to just fall back into my pocket more often than not. So we're going to go ahead and sharpen this one, okay, and see how that goes. Now, first and foremost, I go ahead and I take care of the back bevel. As the video tells you, you put the triangle side first, or I call it the edge side first, okay? I'm going to flip this around the other way so you can see what I'm doing. Take your knife, okay, and you hold it straight out. See if I can go ahead and put that into the picture for you. Just run it down. Run it the other way. Run it down. Run it down. Run it the other way. Okay? You repeat that about 10 times on each side just for maintenance. Now, if you happen to have you know, some really heavy use of the knife, or if you've gone ahead and, you know, there's a chip in it, or there's a burr in your knife, anything like that, usually what I do is I sharpen it kind of like I sharpen my my kitchen knives. And so what I do is the following. Let me go ahead and adjust it a little bit so you can see a little bit better. I go ahead and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1. And it should be able to take care of it. You check your edge, make sure that it's you know, good to go. If it's not, you go ahead and you repeat the process. Once that's been taken care of, you go ahead and switch to the flat sides. You go ahead and you use the Sharpmaker one more time. This time is just on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. That should be good to go. Now, it's the medium stones. Switch to the fine stones. Put that. As you notice, this starts to get filled up with some metal. That's actually from, you know, sharpening it and you know, actually using it. It's extremely easy to go ahead and clean. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in another video, but I just wanted to show this to you guys in the meantime. That way you guys get a better feel of how to use this system. Now, I know that I haven't really been using these, and I really don't when I'm in a hurry, but I'm going to put them on right now. Just I'm not going to be one of those people that says, oh, you know, safety first, and then not use it. So Okay, there it is. That way, if something happens, it hits this and it doesn't hit your hand. It's probably save your hand. Probably saved a couple people's hands a couple times. So, all right, let's go. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Try it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alrighty. That's the fine stones. Okay. Now, basically, what we're doing is we're taking the medium stones, and they're a bit more coarse. They're meant to go ahead and really work on the edge itself, and bring it back to ready to go condition. The truth is, you can sharpen it that way, and if you're not, one of these edge fanatics, the truth is, you can go ahead and just keep it after you've used the medium stones, and they should be perfectly fine. I mean, there are people who choose to go ahead and put, a razor edge on their knives. I'm not really too keen on that, but I do like my knives to stay nice and sharp. So the medium and the fine stones are perfectly fine for me. Now, occasionally, what I am going to want to do though is bring it back to better than new status. I mean, I'm talking about, I really want it to, make an impression on me. I want it to be nice and sharp. I want it to have that, just that look that not only, shows that it's going to go ahead and perform, but perform as well. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Ultrafine Stones. These are going to put more of a polished edge on your blade, and it's going to really get it nice and shaved and sharp. So let's go ahead and go with that. Okay, so that's 10. Go ahead and put another 10 in here. That's 10. Now, on to the other side here. And we'll start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now, take a look at it really close, you're going to notice that it's got that really nice shiny look to it. The truth is, it really doesn't need to be that way, but I have it that way to make sure that whatever goes onto it, it's just a nice smooth slice throughout the bevel, the black bevel too. So I'm going to go ahead and switch it now to the edge and start working on the edge. Basics here. Switch this around. Go ahead and put the safety guards back in. This time on the 20 degree per side edge, meaning the 40 degree. Okay, and here we go. Okay. You notice I started it out with the flat edge on that time instead of the pointed edge. I tend to do that with the edge portion when it's 20 degrees. Then I start again with the pointed area. Ultrafine Stones. Okay. There we go. Okay, that's 10. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Let's smooth that out a little bit. And now the Ultrafine Stones. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch it over to the flat side, and we go one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now let's do another 5 just in case. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, like I said, the Ultrafine Stones are really just to go ahead and give it that nice polished edge. So what I've done is I've given it a nice little back bevel polish, and I've gone ahead and taken care of the edge of the blade as well. So that being said, it's now good to go. All I do after this is take a nice little towel, wipe it off, take some mineral oil, clean it, and put it into action. Basically all I do for this right now. Once you get a lot of gunk and you get a lot of junk on the actual knife itself, and you know it gets into the action itself here, you know, and you see you got a lot of lint inside of you know, the liners and stuff, you know, they start to show lint inside, which this one really doesn't, because I've been pocketing it in just slacks, and I don't have much lint in there. But once that happens, then it's really good to take, you know, maybe a Q-tip, run some, you know, what I use either a breakthrough clean, which is really good stuff. I use Ballistol. You can even use, you know, your average CLP if you happen to have a firearm and you use it to go ahead and maintain your firearm. It actually works really well for that. Then once that's done, I actually go ahead and you coat it one more time with mineral oil, just to go ahead and give it that little extra coating. Although I know that CLP is you know, it's a cleaner lubricant and it's a protectant, you know, I tend to go ahead and put a little bit of oil on the top, just to kind of, I guess, overprotect, if you will. Now, if it's going to be something that you're going to be using to cut food with for sport or anything like that, I would really recommend you use something like Frog Lube or even Ballistol, that are basically food grade. They're not hazardous to your health. I know that there are a few other products that are in the market, but those two in particular are the ones that really have caught you know, the eye of a lot of people who have tested it and have gotten really good results out of it. So feel free to hit subscribe if you enjoyed what you saw, and that way you can go ahead and be notified when our other videos are up and ready to go ahead and be shown. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you guys next time. Take care.